Hello and welcome to the first episode of the podcast Angie Social Media Club. I'm Angie and I'm a creative strategist and content creator with over 6 years of experience. And welcome to my first podcast episode ever. First, a quick intro on what the podcast is going to be. I want it to be fun, first of all. I want it to be casual and I want it to be just not overly complicated. I think a lot of creatives forget that social media has to be fun in order for it to grow to work. Of course, you can have a very good foundational with the strategy and still focus on performance, but at the end of the day, you just have to experiment and have fun with it. Otherwise, it will feel like a chore and something that you don't want to do at all, even though it brings you a lot of success with your business. So I want this podcast to be exactly that. I want it to be open conversations about what it takes to be successful on social media, how you can do better with the foundational stuff, and some things that are for sure knowledgeable. And I'm going to invite some of Berlin's most inspiring content creators and brands that have done very well on social media. So I'm really excited about that, but it's gonna be more than anything just having fun. It's a bit of the quick intro about the podcast. On the first episode, I wanted just to bring you a bit closer to me in sense of explaining to you about my experience on social media and how it all started. First of all, I'm Angie, nice to meet you. I come from Peru originally, but have been living in Germany since 2015. I came to study directly. I for sure wanted to do something creative, maybe, I don't know, fashion design, graphic design, anything creative, but to please my parents, I started with industrial engineering. I still had some marketing classes, so I saw the creativity potential there, so that's what I focus on. After that, I changed my careers because engineering wasn't really my thing, so I ended up graduating as a business major with the focus on marketing and a lot of experience on social media as well. I participated in some projects, and that's also when I got my first internship, still while I was studying. It was at Allianz Deutschland, which is one of the biggest insurance companies in the whole world. And for sure, it was much more of a corporate environment, but it gave me all the foundational tools that I have now for understanding social media better, for understanding digital marketing, and what it takes to get it to the next level. Even though my team was quite small, we still had a lot of insights of what other teams were doing. There were so many teams. It was like a whole campus, really. And I work closely with my team because since day one, they trust me with leading projects. Also, it was mainly about understanding social media and bringing social media knowledge to other people because, as you know, there's a bunch of insurance agencies and all of these their own social media presence, so to say, but it still has to be centralized by Allianz somehow. So that's where we came in. Of course, for the own social media page of Allianz, we don't need so many people in a team. It can be done much more flexible. But for all of these companies, which were over 7,000 agencies, we had to prepare a centralized social media knowledge system as well as centralized editorial calendar so that they have content even though they normally wouldn't know about it. So that's where I really crafted my video editing skills because we did a lot of tutorials and also how to explain something and how to bring social media closer to people that don't really understand social media. So I think that right now in my life, this is a continuation of that because now I want to bring social media closer to other entrepreneurs and creatives, and that was a great foundation for that for sure. So yeah, I stayed there for the 6 months. I went to München, I did my internship, and then I stayed working with them for 2 more years until I was done with my bachelor and everything. And also 1 year after that, I also, because I had made such good colleagues because we were a small team, I had a colleague that is like a serial entrepreneur. He always had new business ideas and wanted to do this and was always thinking on how to make it a business, and I love that because I'm also that way. There I was still gathering experience for sure, so I started to do more projects with him, and we tried to expand a bit more with the restaurants and also other brands that were selling cards and stuff like that. So we were able to dabble into many different brands and build social media presence with them. And that was very cool because that gave me, like, in comparison to Allianz, it was more hands-on social media content. So it was very fun. But after that, I decided that it was time for a career change. I had been doing remote work for, like, even before the pandemic with them. So I just wanted to find something in Berlin and something maybe a bit more creative. So I went to a creative agency. It was super creative, I'm not gonna lie. It was one of the companies where I work for, which had, like, the sky was the limit. If you've ever worked in an agency, you know that pitches are great for creativity and developing new ideas and trying out different things. So I really loved that about working in that agency. They were still developing their social media department, sort to say, because they were coming more from a big budget, billboards, big paid campaign type of approach. So in comparison to social media, it was, like, very different because I was doing mostly organic social media, not even paid advertising. So I think for us to understand each other, it was like me also a lot of times trying to bring the knowledge of organic social media, that it doesn't have to be like huge production, because at the end of the day, like, a post, it's gonna be seen by one type of audience and then forgotten. It's not like a campaign that it's going to be seen by many people, that you do need to invest, that need to look about the branding and stuff like that. So I was trying to push forward the organic social media more than anything, with different clients, which was very fun, but still got to work with creative directors, amazing copywriters. They had so many great ideas and knew how to say something, a simple thing in a way that was elegant and that made you want to know more about it, as well as graphic designers that are super talented. It was a great experience and a great stepping stone. And then I decided it was a time of career change because it was too much of different clients and too much of an agency situation, which some people love that, but for me, I was trying to focus on more growing one account of one company. So I decided to start with Manifesto Market, which is where I worked till recently, before I started to do my full time entrepreneurship in Social Media by Angie. And it was great because it was, like, still quite a small company, but it felt big in the sense that they knew that the focus was social media for their marketing strategy. So that is great for any social media manager out there. You will have the budget, you will have the creativity, you will have the space. But also my team was mainly focused on Prague, so sometimes I had to do things on my own here in Berlin, but it was still great. There were over 20 restaurants that I got to do content for. The food was delicious. I really honed in my content creation skills. I was more in front of the camera as well. It's like having the opportunity to create content for such different concepts is something that I loved. So now fast forward to this year, starting my full-time entrepreneurship situation with Social Media by Angie. I'm going to be doing mostly digital products, courses, and just things that serve creatives and entrepreneurs and other brands that want that in a tangible way, like that it's not overly complicated, that you can see and know what you're doing, and just, like, approachable, because at the end of the day, social media is not that deep. That's what you can expect. The episodes on this podcast are gonna be about just that, just having fun with social media. What can you do in order for it to not consume every day of your life? Just do it right with the effort that you need and not more than that, so you can focus on your business, on your craft. I want to bring you all the knowledge that I've gathered with my experience, and honestly take you along for the journey, because this is also new for me. Wish me luck. See you on the next episode that I'm going to bring super successful right now influencer that I'm very excited about, and she's like 18 years old, 19 years old I think, so she's amazing. Stay tuned for that and see you next time.